Hi, my name is Wes Jankowski, and thanks for joining us for this preview of our upcoming seminar, Winning, Profiting in an Insurance-Driven World. Dr. Rob Thorpe and I will be joining forces here in Denver, Colorado at Patterson Dental on December 5th to discuss development of a business mindset. Dr. Rob has run a successful dental practice in Salt Lake City for over 25 years, and the same strategies and tactics we're going to train in this seminar are the ones he leveraged to generate an additional $225,000 average per year additional revenue, collection revenue, to his bottom line, because he better understood on how to work with the insurance companies most effectively. I want to share a short clip with you of a webinar Dr. Rob did earlier this year on the topic of understanding your business costs and what it takes to be profitable in the practice, especially when working with insurance. At the end of the segment, I'll be back to show you how to register for our event.
My name's Dr. Rob Thorpe, and we're going to be talking for a few minutes about DOC and COG and the business basics every dentist should know. You're going, what's DOC and COG? DOC are direct operating costs. These are the costs to run your office on a day-to-day basis. I was a corporate pilot for a little over a couple of years while being a dentist, and one thing I learned about that business is aviation understands the direct operating costs of all those aircraft nearly down to the penny. For example, little Bonanza 836, it's a piston-powered airplane, literally costs $247 per hour to operate. So that includes fuel at that time when that was made. I think that's last year's pricing. We're in 2013 right now. And it's interesting, though, that those costs per hour are extremely accurate. That's what direct operating costs are. The costs for oil and oil changes and engine maintenance and new tires and a new prop at so many hours and an engine overhaul and aviation all the avionics that go into an aircraft. They've got it down to a science how long those things will last. Well, then the cost of goods are, those are the costs of various things. In dentistry, costs of goods are like crowns and composites and 2x2s and cotton rolls and burrs and those types of products. So the costs of goods, the direct operating costs in aircraft are the maintenance to change those things, but then there's also a cost of goods that's factored into the direct operating costs in addition to that. So that's where the oil for the aircraft comes in. They add all that in there. But it's important to understand what those costs of goods are and how much they cost us to purchase. Okay? So the direct operating costs for us are going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about that. What you want to do is add up all your bills each month, your rent, payroll, supplies, lab fees, everything that you spend money on. You can go into QuickBooks, if you use QuickBooks, and take 3 months worth of charges and then just divide by 3 so you get a really close, accurate cost of what it costs to run your practice each and every month. A lot of times we might take out things that we go, well, it doesn't really, I only have to pay my ADA fees and my state fees once a year, so I'm not going to put that in there. No, you need to account for every single dollar you do. You divide that by the hours that you work each month. So you take the number of days and you multiply that by the number of hours per day, and then that will give you your direct operating costs per hour. So for example, if you work a 40-hour work week, then you're going to be at roughly 160 hours on the month, but you want to take 3 months worth because some months, you're not just working in the month of February where there's 28 days. Most of us don't even work 40 hours a week, so that always is interesting too. So the question to ask yourself is, what procedures are you profitable on? So here's our example. Here's a typical office where the rent's $3,500 a month and the supplies, those cost of goods and the lab fees, cost of goods, those are calculated in their payroll. We might run some automobiles through our practice, phones, we might have some leases on equipment or loans, and we'll just dump everything else into miscellaneous to come up with $48,200 per month. We take that 160 hours that we worked each month, we divide that into $48,200, and we get a direct operating cost per hour of $301.25 per hour. That's pretty accurate. Now the question is, what are you profitable on at $301.25 per hour? How long does it take you to do a composite fill? Is that patient in the chair for real chair time of 30 minutes? Are they in there for 45? Are they in there for 20 because you're really hopping? So do you have multiple chairs in your practice that you can do 2 composite fills or 3 at the same time? I'll venture to say that on many PPO plans, your reimbursement rate for a composite fill is right around $100. So I'm going to venture to say that even if you can crank out 2 of them in an hour from 2 different patients, you're in the red. If you've got 1 composite fill in one room and 2 in the other, you might be breaking even. If you just do 2 composite fills in an hour's time, yeah, you're still in the red. 2 composite fills in 1 hygiene appointment, though. So if you have a hygienist that's working at the same time while you're doing 2 composite fills, now you're in the black. Now you're looking good. But what about 1 crown on a PPO plan in a 2-hour appointment? In a 2-hour appointment, which I know many offices will do that. Yeah, you're going to be in the red on that particular appointment, because sometimes reimbursement rates might be less than $600 on some PPO plans. So how many of these procedures that we do in a given day are what we call loss leaders, meaning we're not making any money on them? That hurts. When you start looking at this number and you start going, wow, what am I profitable on? And if I'm not profitable, how can I get there? Should we be profitable on all procedures we do? And can we be profitable on all procedures we do? Well, I'm going to tell you that we should be profitable on all procedures that we do. We don't want loss leaders. We don't want to be giving dentistry away. So what is done in the business world? They try to be profitable on everything that they do. They control what their loss leaders are. They only give away those things that they know will bring in additional, business, additional revenue, but they don't allow the public, or in our case, the insurances, to declare what their loss leaders will be. For example, when insurance companies are bundling build-ups with crowns, wow, that becomes a loss leader, that build-up, huh? So we want to teach you how to push back with the insurance companies, or at least place the burden of financial responsibility on the consumer, which happens to be our patient. It is not their fault their insurance is bundling, but it is certainly our fault if we don't push back and tell the insurance company, look, that's a CDT code, I cannot bundle it, I'm going to go ahead and charge the patient for it. If you don't want to cover it, I'll just tell the patient they're responsible for it, not you. I don't have a problem with doing that. When you tell the insurance company that's what you're going to do, they will just say, okay, fine. They don't care a whole lot as long as they're making money. And if you help them understand that you're going to put that responsibility back on the patient, they don't care. They're fine with that. And then I would just be careful not to badmouth the insurance companies in front of their customer, because trust me, that will get back to them. You just let the patient know that their insurance company is not going to cover a certain charge. But you, as a business, should not allow that insurance company to dictate treatment, because they are not allowed to practice dentistry. So that's important for you to know. So we need to be profitable on all based upon the time to complete a procedure. With our fee-for-service patients, for sure. Our PPO-insured patients, though, it's a little more difficult game, and we have to understand it. we have to be able to control that profitability on these contracted fees. This is what we're going to show you how to do. The most important thing is we want you to start thinking outside the box. But when we start revealing to you our conversations with insurance companies and teaching you the right questions to ask and not be afraid of the insurance companies, that's where it's going to all make more sense. Thank you.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoy the clip. You know, today it takes a lot more than just great clinical skills to run a wildly successful practice. It takes business acumen, skills they still don't teach in dental school. Down at the bottom of the page here, you're going to find a link. It'll take you to our website and to our registration system. There you'll find everything you need to know about this event, times, dates, all the logistics, and an opportunity to register. If you're not ready to register, you'll find our phone number and our email. Send us a note. We want to answer your questions. You know, 2014 is quickly coming to a close, and the skills and the tools that you learn in this event, we believe, will make your 2015 the best year of your business career, your professional career. I hope you'll join us on December 5th. Take care.